Hello, everybody, and welcome to Radio Row. Once again, I got to get my mic up here. See, I got Jaws next to me, and I get all disconglobulated.
I do
here,
that
so.
to people, Dave. I do that to them.
Yeah. So we're continuing our ex-ESPN employee tour as we travel down Radio Row, but it wouldn't be a Super Bowl complete without my good old friend Jaws, Ron Jaworski, legendary quarterback of the Philadelphia Eagles, and just an all-around great guy. It was such a pleasure to work with you for those 20 years at ESPN that we were together, and we were just talking about missing our times together. You've been a part of my charity events, and I've been a part of your charity events, and we'll get into all of your charity stuff in a minute. But
can I interrupt you for 1 second?
All right, go ahead.
You showed that intro tape, and it was awesome. But there should have been one more shot in there. That was you playing football in the arena football days, because you took some people out, man. You were fiercely competitive. Dave's out there. What's he going to do? Down goes the receiver.
I'm not big on flags, so
you were. We were going after it.
I had a moment the other day where there was a girl that caught a pass, and politically correctness, you don't want to grab flags or anything. Grabbed her ankles, took her down, just like any other player. I think she was a little shocked I did that, but
it's all football.
Yeah.
Right.
All right. Well, Jaws joining me here on Radio Row, the legendary quarterback, but again, analyst, and the biggest thing that you do now off the field, and I don't know who instilled in this you is to give back. You do so much charity work with all the events and the things that you do in Philadelphia with bicycles and kids and your golf tournaments and everything. Why do you still do this? You don't need to do this anymore. You've really earned your keep.
No, I love doing it, and I think it's something I take pride in. My family takes pride in, and we've been having my foundation now for 38 years, the Jaws Youth Playbook, and we've raised over $6 million for at-risk youth in our community, from nutritious food to building ball fields and concession stands for kids that are less fortunate. So it really is a labor of love with the Jaworski family, and I get incredible, I can say that 100 times, support from the local community, the business community that see that we're doing good work. So thanks for getting that opportunity.
No, of course, because what you do is it's amazing. And I think, there's so many NFL players that leave the game and just, they don't, you were given a gift as an athlete, but also a gift to influence and motivate. And I think what you've done and you continue to do is, it's thankless. You've come to my golf tournament. It's been amazing to have Kenny Mayne and all these guys be a part of it. And as Trey said earlier, we're always a family. It's like that.
No doubt.
The thrill of the locker room, of having that camaraderie, and ESPN isn't, quite a locker room, even though there were some locker room mentalities there. You
may know more than I
do. We wrote that non-disclosure, so we can't talk about any of that kind of stuff. But you're here this week, and again, there's some really awesome products out there. Mueller has got something right here. I'm going to bring their guy in to show you what you're talking about, because if we just talked about this thing, it's a resistance type thing. Come on in here, we'll get you on camera.
This product is amazing, and I've been working with the guys from Mueller for like 3 years now. They always have something innovated every single year. They've been around for 60 years. This is the smallest gym in the world.
Take a look. We're looking at it. I got it here.
2 pounds. You can put it in your suitcase. You can put it in your travel bag. Check in your hotel or wherever you go and get a complete, full workout in. Resistance training. It is a spectacular piece of equipment. Look at those arms. They're bulging right now.
Jeff, this is your debut, Jeff.
Get ready, Jeff.
So this is really cool.
It's helped my golf swing too, Dave. It's helped.
Well, it doesn't help mine because you already know my handicap, and I'm already 3 under. So right. So how do we get this product? Where do they get it in the hands?
Amazon. Okay. Go to Amazon, handygym.com, and it's pretty simple.
Or you can go to MuellerSportsMed.com and find it on there. We got to give Jeff a little plug.
Absolutely.
Big sponsor of our Stars and Stripes game, and it was great to have you out. So business is done. Let's talk about this week, the matchup, because there's people that like the underdog, but I don't think Cincy's an underdog. I think they proved that they've beaten a lot of good teams. If he doesn't get sacked 9 times, they should be okay. But with Darnold on defense, it's going to be a tough game.
Well, Burrow was sacked 9 times, and they won in Tennessee. So it shows the intestinal fortitude that he has a quarterback and that their team had to overcome, that difficult situation. But there's so many different keys. It's a Super Bowl. So you get, the supposedly 2 best teams. I think both these teams are. And the one kind of intriguing thing that is not, I won't say bothered me, but surprised me this week, no one's talking about the Bengals secondary. And they are fantastic. It's a great group back there. And, the wonk I am with tape study. When I studied that Kansas City game last week, I'm going, this secondary is really, really good. Patrick Mahomes was rattled. He was not reading the coverage. They were disguising their coverage. It was a unified game plan. It looked like they knew what the Chiefs were going to do, particularly in that second half. And Mahomes got out of sorts. I mean, he wasn't setting properly. He was not on balance with his throws. He was not sharp. And the coverage was very good by the Bengals secondary. So that's what we're going to have to look for in this game. How will the Rams react to that coverage, coverage in the secondary?
And you see now there's so much more sports betting at this at every level. I mean, there's another app for this. We got Kenny and Trey with Caesars and everything like that. Do you think that's going to help the game? Or I'm worried a little bit that these youngsters are going to become addicted to gambling now that it's so easily accessible. And I know you've been a big proponent along the way of trying to do the right thing always.
Yeah, I don't know if the jury's out yet. I think we got to find out what all this gaming is going to do. You talk about kids. I've always worried that when gambling becomes so predominant in our society, our players going to be looked at if they drop a pass or throw an interception or fumble the ball, throwing the game. I do worry about that. Especially, and I even look at some of these college kids. These college kids aren't making money, and people are betting on their games. Can they be influenced? There's a lot that, I know the league and our laws are trying to take care of all this because it's so much. The money is business money is out there. But, I worry, is it always going to be legit, or can someone be paid off to throw a game?
Yeah. And you talk about that college. It's like now it's almost like the boosters are legal now because they can get these kids in, and give them a little money and secretly give them more. And now you can be a free agent after 1 year.
I am not happy with what is happening in college football right now. Whatever happened to, you're a freshman, you're a sophomore, you're a junior, and you're a senior, and you work your way through a program, and you grow as a man, you grow as a woman, you grow as a human being. Now you're taking these 17, 18-year-old kids, you're throwing into the NBA, the NFL. They're not ready for what they have to deal with. I worry about there's going to be probably 4 teams that will dominate the NCAA scene in the future. It's going to be Alabama, Georgia, Michigan State, Ohio State, because the guys are now they leave after they're gone.
Yeah.
It's a 1-year deal nowadays.
Basically free agents, or they didn't like it at Notre Dame, so I'm going to go to USC. We couldn't do that in the
coach
past.
didn't give me enough playing time. Mommy, I want to go to, I want to leave and go to another school. Maybe I'm portraying it in the way I feel, that's how I feel.
All right, while you're revved up, one more question on that. Okay, you play an entire season, your team makes a bowl game. Nope, I'm behind the draft. I'm gonna walk away, and you lose a key component going into that bowl game because the kid sees the money.
Yeah, this is a difficult one for me because as a player, I would do, and I've said this about the combine. And if you want to become an NFL draft choice and you got great confidence in yourself, I'll play in any damn game. You want me to go work out on the street, I'll throw for you. You want me to play in a bowl game, I'll play a bowl game for you. I'll show you. I don't really give a damn, what the circumstances are. I want to show you my talent. Is there some risk in that? Absolutely. But if I want to move up the draft ladder, I'm saying, let's go. I'll throw for you. I'll throw at the combine. Now these guys, I'm not throwing at the combine. I only want a pro workout tailored by my quarterback coach so I can look good. And I want the guy that doesn't give a damn. That says, I got enough confidence in myself. Let's go. Let's go out the street and I'll throw for you.
Legendary quarterback Ron Jaworski, many, many years at ESPN. What do you miss most as far as your playing days?
People. Yeah, people. I can tell you, I am so excited for the potential tonight of Dick Vermeil getting into the Hall of Fame. That's what excites me. Last year, my teammate Harold Carmichael got in the Hall of Fame. That excites me. The wins, the losses, they all kind of dwindle, but you remember the people you went to battle with as teammates, and you worked hard with. You sweat, you toiled, you bitched, you moaned. Those are the guys. Those are the people that I remember the most from my playing days.
Speaking of betting the over-under that Vermeil cries once that announcement happens?
Probably 100%. I don't know what the odds will be, but it's going to be 100%.
Where can people see you and follow you and do the things that you're doing now?
RonJaworski.com, my website. Everything I do is right there. And my business, my golf course is the stuff that I do to make a living. Work with Westwood One now, calling Monday night football games. So it's great to be active with the NFL as well. So I keep myself busy, which is good, Dave.
I end up, and any ESPN people watching, I turn down the audio and put on the Westwood One, and then every now and then I'll pop over to Manning's doing their thing.
They do a great job.
What a great concept, and I hope more. You can have multi things going. CBS is doing telecast for kids and
Yep.
trying to get them involved. And
Yeah, and I tell you, you're right on point with that. I love my tenure, 5 years at Monday Night Football and all the great years at ESPN with wonderful people like yourself, Dave. But sometimes you try in a telecast, you try to put 10 pounds of doo-doo in a 1 pound bag in a 3.5 hour telecast. But if you watch the Manning brothers, they're having fun. Sometimes, not everything can't be scripted and get this and get that and say this, say that. But let the personality of whoever's calling the game, or Mike Tirico, or it was myself and John, have some fun. Sometimes you get much too scripted. I like it for free flow like Eli and Peyton.
And I think the league might want to start looking at that for Super Bowl telecasts because we're kind of getting tired of the same old thing. So let's be a little hipper if we're having fresh ideas. Last question, because he's coming in tomorrow. Coach Hugh Jackson is coming in to talk, and we're going to talk about that ugly elephant in the room, that we have all these qualified coaches, and yet the same color continues to get those spots. What can the league do? Because there does seem this Rooney Rule doesn't really exist.
I think when there were 3 or 4 head coaches that were black, I think it was serving its purpose. But now down to 1, I think the commissioner's addressing it. It has to change. And with Brian Flores coming out and opening that can of worms, and Auburn's going to take a good hard look at it, it's the right thing to do. There are a lot of qualified African Americans that could be head coach in this league, but the conduit's got to be better as well. It's hard to go from a quality control guy to a head coach in the NFL. So you got to fill that conduit with quality people that get better year after year after year and earn that opportunity to be a head coach. But I think clearly change is needed.
And Marshall Faulk said today that it's going to take the white coaches to take a stance. And that's going to be a tough road to cross because it's tough to get a special teams coaching job in this league.
No question.
So are the brothers in this league prepared to take that stand eventually, do you think?
Yeah, I do. I mean, I really do.
Good. Yeah. All right. Ron Jaworski joining us for a few minutes. And, of course, go to MuellerSportsMed.com. This contraption over here, give me one more. Put it in you, sir, Jeff.
You'll look like Hulk Hogan after you're done with the workout.
Yeah. Get Chuck Liddell over there doing it. So you can get that on MuellerSportsMed.com. Go to RonJaworski.com to see my buddy Jaws, who's not just a friend. He's been a mentor. When people like that take me under their wing, that's how I end up at places like this, being able to give back. So you put a lot of that in me, my friend.
You're the best, Dave.
I'll reach over here and shake your hand, and thank you.
I'm honored.
The legendary Ron Jaworski joining us here on behalf of Mueller Sports. Dave Stevens on Radio Row. If I could find Chris Berman, that would top it off, but we've had some of the best that ESPN has ever had. You're watching the Ability Media Network right here, all over the platforms. The Quinnipiac students out their shows going tonight. So stay with us, stay tuned, and continue to watch us. I'm Dave Stevens live from Radio Row in Los Angeles. We'll be back.